Today, I'm going to be setting up my 3-year journal for the month of January, so stay tuned. Hey guys, my name is Tracy, and this is A Girl with Plans. I want to welcome you all back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome. So I have this Archer and Olive A5 notebook that I got from one of their subscription boxes earlier this year. And if you caught my lineup video or my 3-year journal setup video, then you know that I am going to be turning this into a 3-year journal, which is very similar to a 5-year journal, just less years. So a 5-year journal is usually a page a day, and then you come in and you journal on that same day every day for the next 5 years. That way you can kind of like look back, and it's like a memory keeper of sorts. I am not going to do it every day. This is 192 pages, but I know myself, and I just did not want to put that pressure on myself, especially because I'm journaling. So I decided to go with a 3-year journal and journal 12 days a month and do it prompt based. So today I'm going to be sharing with you the prompts that I'm going to do for those 12 days. Now, I've already done a little bit of a setup, so I'm going to flip through the setup process with you guys, or not the setup process, but what I've actually done thus far. So I went ahead and did my name page. I just did a sticker on Canva, and then I printed it with my Cricut. And then here we go. Here's the title page. These are from Martina's Sticker Company. I am an affiliate for anything Archer and Olive, Martina's Sticker Company. I also have Live, Love, Passion here. Check down in my description box for my affiliate discount codes as well as my affiliate links. So I just wrote this, and I think I either wrote it in Canva or my Cricut. Just a quote that says, "Yesterday is but today's memory, and tomorrow is today's dream." I thought that was pretty good for like a memory keeping or a journal of some sorts. And then when I did my setup, or my brainstorm of the setup, I kind of mentioned that I'm going to have a 2025, 2026, and 2027 pages. And this is where at the end of the year, or maybe throughout the year, I don't know yet, I'm going to put photos. So it'll be like memory keeper of sort, like a big collage of photos. So I did go ahead and put the stickers down for that. And then here is what I ended up doing. Now, I had talked about all different kind of things. I was like, oh, I'll do bucket list. I scrapped that idea. You'll see I am going to include a bucket list, but I did scrap that idea because I'm going to be doing a bucket list in my goal journal. Plus, I didn't want to do like a whole bucket list page for each year. So I wanted to capture my word of the year here because I just think it'd be cool to see the comparison between the 3 years. So my word of the year, if you don't already know, is optimism. And I just put in here like my why. So my why for that is I want to focus on the best case scenario instead of the worst case. It's okay to be realistic, but all what ifs do not have to be bad. I want to be a glass half full type. And then my vision for the year is I just want to continue doing things now. That was my word of the year for 2024, but I definitely want to continue that and not putting them off. I want to focus on new adventures and experiences. This year I will follow through. This year I will be stronger. This year I will be optimistic. I want to celebrate all wins, small and large. That is kind of the gist for the year. And then here is the bucket list. So it's a little bit of a challenge when you do 3 years or 5 years. It would be to break up 2 pages like this. But what I did is I kind of, basically the 2027 goes across 2 pages. So I still have the same amount of space as I do for that one. But I got enough room for 8, maybe more of the bucket list items. I don't want to do too much, but these are going to be, I would say, not necessarily goal related, but they are bucket lists I really do want to check off at the end of the year. So they're not going to be like crazy items like skydive, unless I do plan on scheduling that at some point this year, which I'm not. But that's what I'm saying, like realistic bucket list type things. And then that brings us to January. So I had talked about during my brainstorming, am I going to set it up or am I going to wait to the end? I went ahead and set it up. So this is where I use Live, Love, Posh. I use this sticker book, The Winter Allure, and just put all this here. Thought this was going to match, and then when I put it on the paper, it didn't. It was one of my Tombow twin tones. I'm going to switch to this for the rest of the month. But I just went ahead and stamped 25, 26, 27. I also stamped here. I used these stamps that I got off of Temu. They worked really good. First time I've used them. I have them for a while. So I stamped here, but you'll see in a minute I use stickers for the rest. So here's where I'm going to do my monthly memories, where I'm just going to jot down a few things for the month. If there is like one event that completely took over the month, that is like the only thing I can think about, then I may use photos. I don't know. And then that brings us to the 12 prompts that I'm going to do. And you can see I already kind of wrote out my prompts. So when I did my brainstorming, I was telling you guys that I went through Pinterest and basically got ideas for prompts from there, and I typed them all in a Word document and I printed them out. It's a hot mess right now. Here it all is. I just like printed out months. I mean, certain ones I like to use by the month. So you can see this is where I was testing pens. So I'm going to keep this probably in the cover that I'm going to keep this in, so I won't lose it. But I have decided on the prompts that I'm going to use for the month. We'll go over them as I set them up. We'll also speed through a lot of this or just like skip through it. And every month I do want to have a day where I'm doing a free journal. So like this is just going to be a blank journal, whatever I want to journal about. So yeah, basically the only thing I think I'm going to do here is separate the years. So here are the stickers that I created. Again, I created these in Canva. And I did an outline, so that way I did like a border, and then I transferred that to Cricut and then printed it on my Cricut. I could have also did it in the Cricut, but it was just a lot easier to see how many I can put on the page and things like that on my Canva. Now I think this is a little bit of a better match for this. I kind of want to keep the same theme for the entire month, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to handwrite all the prompts in just because I don't have time to do all the prompts and tape them in every single month. I mean, I do have the time, but yeah. So I think what I'm going to do is, I don't think I want to do, I like this for the months and I like this over here and stuff. I like the way it looks like in boxes. I don't think I'm going to do this here. I think here, I'm going to go ahead and do these real quick because we already have these divided up. Okay. So I should say that I already went in and like made marks where it is. Every one, I have 11 boxes for each section. That's how I did it because I know I can't write at the very bottom. So it's like 11 boxes. So it's going to look more, it's almost like I have more space at the bottom one, but I really don't. So I went ahead and did that. And I did that with the Archer and Olive A5 stencil because it marks it for me. So it's easier to do that. So yeah, I did that. Now here, I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to do a box to write my title in. That's why I don't think I'm going to do the whole title thing. I mean, the whole box thing. Because I think I can do the box here. All right, so I do have to clean off. I do have to clean off my ruler because apparently this was one that I hadn't cleaned off. I'm trying to be better about cleaning everything off with like a wipe before and after I use them, but this one I didn't do good. So it was like getting on my pen. This is an Erin Condren. I think I got it last year in a Black Friday box. Last year is in 2023. Because I don't know when you guys are watching this video. You might be watching it in 2025. All right, so I think I'm gonna like the way this looks. So I definitely want it to like separate the question. So here are the questions. I'm going to start with, do I want to use this pen or do I want to use a fine point? I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this on Paper Mate Flare. It's where do you want to be in 5 years? I figured like I'm doing like kind of New Year's type stuff here. That's why, because like these were questions that I actually had. These two were questions that I had as like daily prompts when I was trying to think of prompts. But I was like, those would be good to put at the very beginning as kind of outlook ones. But I think this is a good one. Where do you want to be in 5 years? I'm going to put one on like in my birthday month. It says, where do you want to be next year? But this one, I would rather say, where do you want to be in 5 years? Just because that's all I'm thinking about is where I want to be in next year when you set your New Year's goals and resolutions. So that's why I don't want to do it. I kind of want to add that question in later on in the year. My birthday's in May. So that gives me a little bit of time from the beginning of the year where it's not really on my brain as much, where it kind of gets me thinking. Like that way in May when it comes up, it's like, where do you want to be next year? Let me think about that. So where do you want to be in 5 years? The only bad thing is I write kind of big and I don't know how much space I'm going to take. So like I'm writing like this in case I have to write in 2 lines. Okay, I think that's fine. This is more of a journal. I mean, I'm trying to make it cute, but it doesn't have to be cute. And then this one is going to be a two-part question. It's like, what habit am I trying to develop and what habit am I trying to break? There we go. I like this. Now I talked about it. I think it's too late now, but like I could always go in with like a tombow or something like that and color it in, but it's fine. We're just going to leave it as is. All right, so those are those two. Now I'm going to go ahead and set up this one. All right, guys. So I went ahead and did it for the rest of the month. It didn't take too long. Maybe it took like 15 minutes or so. Maybe not that long. Maybe 10. So I did make the boxes a little bit bigger because this I should have brought it down one, but that's okay. As long as both of the pages that are facing each other are the same, then that's okay. Okay, I guess I should have erased my pencil marks before I went over it with the marker, but that's okay. All right, so this next one is, what do you want to let go of and what are you planning for? This one I had toward the end of the month, and I was like, I probably need to move that up to more of the beginning of the month. Or what do you want to let go of / do less of? That's, I think, what I should say. All right, and then we go, what are you currently planning for? See, it's not that difficult. Once you start to do it, once you figure out what it is, it's just a matter of putting it in. Of course, I went a little extra with the setup, but you can make it super simple as well. This is, how would you describe yourself? And then the next one is, how would others describe you? I think this is going to be a fun exercise. Maybe not fun, but I think it's just going to be an interesting exercise within the same year to answer this question and then a few days later answer this question and see how they differ. Okay. And I underlined the like keywords there. And then this is just a free journal. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. I don't know. And then this says, what is going on in the news? I think that could be interesting to write about. With that said, there could be something really big going on in the news, but I might not want to write about it. Might be weather related. Might be sports. Who knows? It could be anything. I think this might be a prompt that I have that might be a reoccurring prompt throughout the year. I'm not sure how to do this. I don't know. This is one I wish I had like fancy handwriting. Nothing is centered. What do I want to learn this year? And this next one is, what would you like to learn about yourself this year? So you can kind of see that when I have these two pages across from each other, I am kind of playing off of one another for some of them, just for some of them. So yeah. All right. And then this one is, what is the one thing on your bucket list that's a priority? What is the one priority on your bucket list? I just realized I am going back and forth between using I and you. So whatever. And how has this month been? All right, guys. So the run time of this video from start to finish, which is going to be a lot shorter for you guys. But when I started the video, I did flip throughs and kind of went over some things, was 30 minutes. So that means it took probably 10 to 15 for me to do my entire monthly setup, not including this, because I did this off of camera, but this didn't take me long at all. So this is not a very time consuming project, which I'm like relieved about, because I don't want something else that takes a long time to set up every month. But like I said, once this is set up next year, I ain't gonna have to do anything but come in and fill it out. Next year is in 2026. But yeah, and like I said, what helped was I had already like penciled in the prompts that I wanted to use for the month. I just did this today, what my hope is as I'm writing something in, I might have an idea for another prompt. So I'll get like a little sticky note and like write it down and then pop it on one of these blank pages for February or maybe even a later month. And then if I have any blank spots come the beginning, I see I already done that already, but come the beginning of February, or let's say the end of January, then I'll come in, go through some of the prompt lists that I already have, add more sticky notes to all the blank pages and write in my prompt. And then I'll come in and do pretty much the same thing. I'll do the lines, write the questions, and go from there. I will have to like decorate and set it up. That's not a priority because I don't fill it out to the end of the month. But it's something that I would like to do because I kind of like having like a color theme for the entire month. This color definitely went a little bit better than that, but nothing really matched perfectly. But it's fine. It's fine. So yeah, I like doing this. I'm not sure how helpful this is to you guys. It might give you some ideas about prompts, but there really isn't like a fancy setup or anything. So I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to do one of these videos every single month, but I definitely think it's one of the ones that I will come back and check in with and then go over some of the prompts that I've chosen for some of like when I filmed the video. I'll show you some of the prior prompts as well as some of the upcoming prompts. So I think that's what to expect for this particular journal in the future. But like I said, you have to spend time to set it up, but once you set it up, it is done. So like in 2026, 2027, I'm not gonna have to do anything but just write in it. So that is something to look forward to. I think this is gonna be fun. All right, guys, so there we go. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you have yet to subscribe, I hope you would also consider subscribing to my channel. That is all I have for now. I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, or night. Until next time, bye.